Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Carlos. If you're new to the channel, this is all about lifting heavy weights and progressing, trying to get better over time, and especially as we get older. So today we're going to be going over the leg workout that I will be presenting as a continuation of this video. And let me first off state that the progress is going according to plan. Having a great time with this. It's a very exciting time in my personal life with this lifting venture. It's very satisfying to see plans coming, coming to fruition. They're coming right along, and it just gives me a lot of hope. We've always been told that, as we get older, we are certain to expect certain things, such as illness, pains, lack of mobility, lack of enthusiasm. I don't know, just getting old, it seems. And it's apparent to me, at least, I'm still young, I'm 57, but it seems to be that can be reversed to a great deal, to a very high degree, if we adopt certain lifestyles or a certain lifestyle, particularly one of effort. Seems that as we get older, we tend to slack off and get lazy with certain things, especially things that make us physically uncomfortable or are challenging to us. So, we're just sticking with this heavy weight progression, and it seems to be working. I'm on week 8, 9, 10, I don't know. I'm losing count now. I'm not very meticulous about well, I do write everything down. I'm just not meticulous about putting it up on the video. But we're into like week 8 or 10 or something like that. But it's been progressing steadily. And so I want to review today's workout. As usual, we start out with some stretching. Usually it's bicycle when we're doing leg training, just to get that leg mobility going, the knee flexion happening. It's very important to warm up your knees. And also, this is also a very extremely important issue when dealing with leg development, is the hip flexion, the hip mobility. I see a great many videos and people training with squats, and the common denominator is that people are not going down into the hole. They're not going to depth. And this was certainly a problem that I had, especially when increasing my weights to very heavy weights. Once I got up to 400 pounds and beyond, going down into the hole wasn't really an option. It's just like, you go down to a certain depth, and then beyond that, the weight would just overpower you, take you down to the floor. So you don't go all the way down to depth, but that's exactly what's needed in the squat. I think I got up to like 500 some odd pounds doing a half-ass squat, doing techniques that are less than optimal. They're not satisfying to watch. They're highly criticized in any weightlifting forum or anything like that, and they don't really bring much satisfaction. So I had to go back to the drawing board really with the squats. And they were also hurting my knees. Those heavy partial squats were really doing a number on my knees. So I had to swallow my pride, leave the ego at the door. And that's not to say I'm not going to train with, as heavy as I can in this rebuilding process, but some things really need to take priority. And one of them is technique. So let's start from the beginning. In this workout, we always start with with lunges. Why lunges? They make you go down to the floor, touch that knee to the floor, and include a lot of hip flexion and some glute work, posterior chain. I haven't been doing them weighted lately, just warming up with body weight lunges. That seems to be working fine as far as a primer for the workout. I do want to get into heavier weights with the lunges, but at this stage, not yet. I want to maintain some ease in the workout, seeing that there's parts of the workout which are overwhelming or very challenging. So there's a psychological barrier to broaching the workout. Say I have the leg session is on Wednesday. By Monday, I'm already kind of stressing on the workout, thinking about it. And so I need to mitigate that type of apprehension. And I mitigate that by including some, easy things into my workout, things that I can ease into the heavy lifts with to prime them with. So at this stage, lunges are still body weight, and they're fun to do. I go to the gym. Oh, I get to do some easy shit. So I lunge around the gym. Try to do at least 60 reps, maybe 100. So okay, once we get those done, go to the Smith machine. Why the Smith machine? First of all, it keeps you in place if you have the problem of shooting up out of the hole, the hip coming out, quads are not strong enough to support that perfect angle out of the hole. The Smith machine is a great corrector for that. It's very helpful. So that's what I'm doing right now. So we go to the Smith machine and start with one plate. Very few reps. These are feeder sets to prime for the heavy lifts. Usually we're doing 2 sets, one max top heavy set, which I try to go with as many reps as possible, and then I back down maybe 20-25% of the weight, and again try to rep out as many reps as I can with that weight. So today it was 1 plate, then 2 plates, got up to 3 plates, and then for the last several weeks I've been doing 3.5 plates, which is 355 pounds. So the jump from 315 to 355 is not a big jump. It hasn't felt like a big increase that's going to be too challenging. But today it was, because I went from 315 to 375. It was a somewhat large jump for me. And the plan was to go for at least 8 reps. Well, it was 6. I said, oh, if I can get 6, that's fine to start off with a new heavy weight. And that's what I got today. I got 6 reps. Of course, the purpose is to make those reps as clean and as perfect as possible. Reviewing the video, it seemed to be the case. I'm going to depth, going as low as I can. I can't go any lower. Physically, anatomically, I can't. I mean, I'd have to lean back and touch my butt to the floor. That's not what's called for. That's not necessary. But you guys get the idea. Just go as low as possible, as physically possible. The complete and utter total range of motion. That's the purpose of this rebuilding phase, to get that complete hip flexion, complete knee flexion, and go as far down as possible and do the reps like that. So managed to pull off 6 reps, took my 4 or 5 minute rest, and did the back offset with 315 for 9 reps. Could I have gotten more reps? Probably. Is there an issue there? What's the issue? Laziness? No, I don't feel lazy, but not every single time I want to use all my strength and all my effort, and maybe I should, but not every day. So as long as certain parameters are continually increasing, I'll slack a little bit on the others. I'm not trying to do utter and total devastation each and every training session. That is psychologically, it can hinder you psychologically, because, as I said, now next workout you're thinking, shit, those efforts are just overwhelming sometimes, and just to think about them can put you off. So I'm thinking to myself, gee, next week, okay, I got to go in and do 375 again, because that's my new established weight to increase my reps in. I can't do any other weight. I've constrained myself to do that weight. It's 3 3/4 now for maybe 3, 4, 5 weeks. I don't know, until I can hit the 10 reps. Hopefully, and I'd like to go for 12 or 15, but that's this man over here overreaching. I know when you get to 6, you're thinking, shit, I got to do 2 more. Okay, 8. Okay, 1 more. 9. Can I do 1 more? Maybe 10. But if you start thinking that 15 right off the bat with that heavy weight, you're bailing at 3 or 4. I don't know. For me, it is an issue. So I try to keep the overreach and the extreme ambition, under control, and 10 is fine. Once I get to 10, it's 4 plates. And once I reach 4 plates, well, for one, I will, I'm always satisfied. I'm not, when I reach there, I will be satisfied. No, you got to be satisfied and content as you go, increasing your achievements. You can't put off your reward forever. So it's always good to be satisfied and content as you go along. You'll be much better off for it. Anyways, so 375 for 6 reps. Next week, if I hit 7, that's an achievement. Very slow rate of progress for sure. Trying to reach our goal of 500 pounds by the end of the year for reps. Okay, that's the other thing. I need to make a pause here. I have done 1 rep maxes in the past. This is how I used to train. This is what I used to think of as optimal strength, or this is what I needed to achieve and strive for. At this stage, that's not what I want. I want reps. If I'm going to do 500 pounds, I want to do 10 reps. They're exciting to watch. When I see a guy like James Hollingshead or Ian Valliere, these top bodybuilders, doing extended sets, they go deep into the set with this heavy weight. That's exciting for me. Just seeing one, sure, I've been there, done that. It's exciting. It has its place, and I'm not demeriting it. It's very challenging, and it has its place. But for me, at this stage, I want to go for reps. I want to go for higher reps. One day do 20 reps with those 4 plates. That'll be an achievement. It's like, wow, man, 20 reps with 4 plates. That's something. Not everybody can do that. One thing is to have powerful explosive strength, and that's great. That's what I want. But another thing is to be able to carry that strength with stamina. And just continue to grind out. That's hardcore shit, and that's what I want. So those are the goals for next week. So from that squat, went to the leg curl, the standing one at a time leg curl, which I call isolaterals. Did 4 sets there, 1 set each leg. And I pulled my hamstring. I pulled my right hamstring on the last rep. It's there on the video. My ear is scratching. It's there on the video. You can watch as I scream in pain. And my God. So that brings me to the issue of bar speed and subjective effort. You can make that bar move you can try to move it as fast as you can, as hard as you can, and that'll create a different stress than just doing nice and easy, slow, constant tension. If you accelerate the bar, you're creating more force, more shear. A lot more effort is involved. There's more of a subjective oomph to it. That's where the mind, takes over and it creates more force. And that's what I did, and that's how I pulled my hamstring. And looking back, every single tear that I've had in the past, I've torn my triceps doing a dumbbell, this dumbbell here with 110 pounds. And I pulled it on my last rep because I wanted to throw that weight like a soccer ball. And the muscle just went rip. I increased the speed, the velocity. Subjectively, I tried to pull that shit as fast as I could. Instead of doing the nice cadence, I was coming along nice and, easy. And then I just, I yank it and rip. Same thing with the abductor one time. I pulled my lat. I almost pulled my arm off of my body doing trying a 400-pound back row. And the bar didn't move, but my arm did. It moved out of my socket. Ah! And that was because I was just trying to yank as fast as I can. So the bar speed, anyway, I got out in the weeds with that one, got distracted, but just explaining how I pulled my hamstring. So it was very painful. I was screaming in pain. I was like, oh my God, I fucked up. Now what am I going to do? I screwed up my leg workouts for the next month or something. No, it's like I couldn't take it. So, okay, I massaged it a bit. I walked around. I was doing some extensions and just moving that leg and walking around. I said, no, I'm not going to let myself be defeated by this. No way. I don't want to take a month off. So what did I do? Stubborn me. I went straight to the free bar pause squats. Yep, that's exactly what I did. And I'm listening to that voice in my head saying, man, are you an idiot? Are you crazy? What if you really hurt yourself? I mean, what are you going to do then? I'll walk around in crutches like a cripple, but I'm not going to be defeated right now. There's no way I'm going to let this thing beat me down. I'm not going to, and in real life, so you take a little injury, like on the battlefield or something. Look, I'm not a soldier. I was never in the armed forces. I do have like a little bit of a military mentality when all this shit comes, to mind. But I'm thinking to myself, if a pull or an injury becomes a casualty to you where you can't function anymore, that in and of itself is a big hole in your physique. I mean, you have to be able to overcome certain things. That's just a philosophy there. But I did want to hurt myself, but I tried to. So I went to the free bar pause squat. Let me tell you a little bit about this movement that I found. It seems to be the most productive exercise I've found in my entire life. Why? Because it permits me to go deep into the hole with heavy weight and correct that freaking posture and the squat, and the lunging forward and this half-ass squat, not to depth. Oh yeah. So the great corrective for that issue is the deep pause at the bottom, dead stop at the bottom. Very important to breathe and brace. Go down and hold that breath down there for at least 3 seconds, hopefully 5. I've heard of Akeem Williams doing pauses for 8 seconds with 600 pounds on his back. You'd think that'd be very difficult, and I'm sure it is for a lot of people. For me, there seems to be a reflex there, which when I come up out of the hole, it actually seems easier than doing a normal squat. I don't know if it's the breathing, if it's the stretching of the muscles on the way down. It seems like a very natural move to me. So I'm really excited about that. It really is giving me a lot of hope of doing the perfect squat with heavy weight. Why is this important? The heavy squat with heavy weight. The perfect squat. It's a beautiful thing. You've seen these Olympic weightlifters that, achieve those, gold medal lifts doing the perfect upright squat all the way to the bottom, all the way to the top, fast, perfect. It's a thing of beauty to me. I like it, like watching, good dancing or somebody, I don't know. It's art. It really is. It's art. It's beautiful to watch. And so I want to perform that. I feel I'm pretty strong, but with shitty technique up until now. So now I want to perfect the technique. And that pause squat is just, it's the greatest thing, man, since sliced bread, bro. It's great. Give it a try. If any of you out there are struggling with issues, and this is the thing also, the ego. Been lifting for a long time. You're strong. You feel you're strong. But deep down inside that squat is not satisfactory. You're just breaking depth, just barely. You're looking like a pancake. You're folding like a lawn chair, like a taco. You're, forward. You're doing like a horizontal squat where your back is bent over and then you stand up. Now, I'm not saying everybody has this issue. It's just for those who do have this issue, the corrective for that is the pause squat. So that's what I finished with. And my hamstring was not an issue. It was painful when I was standing up. I'd be having to grab it. Oh, my hamstring is painful. Then I get under the bar and you sink all the way down in the hole and then stay there. I've seen people around the gym saying, shit, now he can't get up. What's wrong with him? Oh, he put on too much weight. And then, I stand up. Then I do another one. Fooled ya. Doing a pause squat and get really freaking strong at it. And, the fun thing is, with the lighter weight, I've been playing with it. So I go down into the hole, and I come up just a little bit, and then go back down. Go up a little bit, go back down. Then do like the partial 21s with the bicep, but do them with the deep hole squat at the bottom. That's a lot of fun. It's, it gives it a little a different spin on the squat. And I'm looking forward to those for next week. Last week I did 3 plates. Shit, if I can do 3 plates with that pause, that's going to be the thing, man. And so I did 3 plates last week. I'm doing very few reps. I only do 2 reps right now. I know I can do more, but holding the breath at the bottom, and I think what you have to do is just rest at the top, regroup, take a few breaths, and then breathe and brace and do it again. So there'd be a very slow set. Like trying to do 8 reps would take well over a minute and a half, I would believe, if you're, pausing correctly at the bottom. Another thing is sometimes those pauses seem longer than they are. So I'm looking at the video and saying, I thought it was 3 seconds, but it was only like a second. So I'm very scrupulous about when I go down to the bottom, I try to count out 1, 2, 3, and then, come up. So that was great. So I got up to 3 plates and a 5 kilo on each side. So I think that's what 335, and it was challenging, but I did it. So I'm thinking next week I'm doing 3.5 plates. Or what do I do, guys? Do I back down to 3 plates and now start repping? This is always the thing. What do I do? What do I do? Increase the weight, increase the reps. So that's the thing right there with the PR training system. You're always trying to hit maxes and PRs. Not every time you're going to be able to hit a weight PR, but you can always, always, always do an effort PR. Some rep range that you haven't really mastered yet, and increase the reps there. You can always hit a PR as long as you are flexible with your parameters. It's not always going to be an absolute 1 rep max. Maybe you can do a 10 rep max PR, or a 15 rep max PR, or a 7 rep PR, whatever. There's always a way to overcome and supersede your previous lifts if you're a little bit flexible with your parameters. So the rep range, rep PRs, they're the thing. You can always include them in your workouts. So some of those days you just can't lift that heavy weight to the max. Back down a little bit, go for reps. That's the way to go. So looking forward to next week's challenge for sure. We're doing this once a week. For the heavy stuff, I can't do this twice a week. The other workouts, I'm bombing it on the back, sessions are very taxing. Oh, okay. So volume on specific workouts. Not every single workout has the same volume. Today was a low volume workout. Usually my leg days at this stage are, before they would be very high volume. I would do 6, 7 different exercises, 4 or 5 sets, doing moderate to high reps, and that would take about 2 hours just for the leg session. Not doing that right now because I'm progressing on the Smith, I'm progressing on the pause, and that's the most important thing for me for the legs right now, as I increase in body weight with this bulk that I'm doing. So legs today was and will be low volume for the foreseeable future. The back workouts are different. Those are very high volume days, sometimes up to 40 sets, 45 sets, 2 hours, just 5, 6, 7 different exercises. I'll include delts in those days. So it's a bit flexible, always going for the goals, the specific goals. And okay, that's all I have to say about that. So thank you for joining the channel. Please like and subscribe. God bless everybody, and until next time.
Señora, buenos días. Hola, buenos días. much.